420 Juke. Is that JUK?
I
420
actually, yeah, I think it's
JUK?
420, so I think they're a stoner, and I think it's
Yeah.
JUK.
I'm done writing UX content for my team. I'm an associate product manager and have been writing tooltips, subtext, headers, and fields for a lot of features, even ones that I haven't actively built. Ideally, these should have been figured out during the design process itself, but unfortunately, due to the speed at which we ship, these get looked over. The back and forth between developers to make these small changes is honestly annoying. They don't like doing it, neither do I. Being a small startup, we don't have the resource to hire a UX writer as well. And so they have all of these little, like, I mean, welcome to software design. You have all of these little things and you need to figure out what is the 5 most effective words to describe the thing. Like, you're welcome to startup life. I don't mean to be a jerk about it, but like, yeah, you're not going to hire a UX person anytime soon. Someone's got to do it. Like, I don't know. There's a pretty good conversation in this Reddit thread about pretty good disagreements about people saying like the role of the PM is to fill in those gaps. If you don't have a UX person and you're providing requirements to the engineers, you're probably on the hook for writing these little pieces of text and tooltips and all of that kind of stuff. And other people pointing out that's what leads to burnout. There's probably not a perfect answer here, but yeah, I feel like your and my answers are probably the same, which is welcome to startups. Suck it up.
Yeah, I also
Yep.
I also couldn't match the username up to the angst because I was like,
Right.
if you're
420.
if you're 420, why do you give
Chill out, man.
like just chill? Like, oh man,
Yeah. But I mean,
Deborah in UX, man, always f***ing with. Oh, excuse me, I can't say that. Always f***ing with
bleep
me.
you out. No, it is, but it is one of those things where like maybe you're just not a good startup person because yes, you have to balance getting burnt out. I don't think I want to do another startup anytime soon because I know I burn myself out when I do it,
Yeah, yeah.
and I probably need to find a better way of working in those situations. But I am in my point in my career because I did volunteer and just be the person who did things. I got good at UX design because we didn't have a UX designer. I got good at writing code because I was the only person who wanted to go solve a problem and I used code to do it. Like, raising your hand and just going and doing a thing has been good for me. Manage that to within degrees. Don't volunteer for free to work 80 hours a week. But when you see a gap in a startup and you're the one who decides to go fill it in within reason, that's good for you and that's good for the startup and people will notice that. And I don't know. It, to me, it's net positive. As long as you don't do it in a way that kills you, it's a net positive.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, so 420 Juke JUK, it's okay. What doesn't break you makes you stronger. That's my
There you go.
general advice here because yeah,
Nice.
and I think the interesting thing too, and I'm assuming level of experience at times on these.
Sure.
I think in 10, 15 years they'll look back at some of these moments and say, "Oh, I don't even remember those hard times because these are just the little challenges in front of you now." And then you get to a level where you're like, yeah, like it gets a lot more serious, like people's livelihoods and careers, and there's all kinds of other decisions that are going to be a lot more important over the next 10, 15 years. So,
I will say also in the product world, it sounds slightly goofy, but there are times when these types of decisions make you realize you've built a feature badly. So when you have to go and say, I need to figure out the text to describe the header over these 4 fields, and as I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it, I realize these are the wrong 4 fields to be grouped together. That's not how the feature should work. When I try to make it make sense to the user, it doesn't. Like, that's a good skill set for you to build up, actually. So there are cases where this is just a helpful exercise for you, and a UX person probably would have noticed that themselves and changed the design as a result. And you don't have one of those, so now you're going to write better requirements in the future. I don't know. I see it being good.
the life of a product guy, man, it sounds so hard. Jeez.
It's tough out here for a product
It,
person.
it really is. It really is. It's so hard. Phew.